Welcome back to Creating Cooperative Kids. I'm your host, Bill Corbett. Many know the incredible power of gratitude. The law of attraction suggests that the more you focus on what you're thankful for, chances are real good that you'll get more of the same. Unfortunately, too many people focus more on what they don't have or stay angry about wrongs that were done to them in the past. My next guest calls herself an everyday living coach, and she spends her time helping others be the wonderful person they were intended to be. Valerie Utton is the author of 2 books, Letters of Apology and Stepping into Gratitude, and has a master's in education. Thanks for coming on the show, Valerie.
Thank you for inviting me.
Gratitude. We often wish our children would actually, acknowledge it more. One of the things that we do in our family is, in place of grace, sometimes what we do is we just go around, what are we thankful for? Unfortunately, our kids are always saying, thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my friends. I wish they were thankful for something else. But it's a slow process to get them to open up. So what can we offer? What can you offer parents who really want their children to understand more about gratitude?
Well, a couple things, I guess. First of all, if we don't take the time to teach our children about gratitude, who's going to do it? I mean, one of the reasons that they're probably saying they're thankful for their friends is because their friends are saying, man, I'm so glad you're my friend, you're the best. And we don't necessarily do that as parents. So if we don't show them how, when we're grateful, we say we're grateful for something, then they won't get a chance to figure out how to do it until somebody else teaches them. So, it's really the parent's job.
Yeah, and modeling is really important when it comes to that. And there's all kinds of things that we can do to help children focus on that. Because if you're a believer, like I am, that the more you focus on what you're thankful for, there's a chance you're going to get more of the same.
Right.
And that's what we want to do, keep focusing on those kinds of things. Because it's too easy to focus on what we don't have. That's the easy thing to do. The difficult thing to do is to stay in a mindset that we are always looking for something to be thankful for. Even people who are down on their luck, you can still find things that we can be thankful for, and doing it in front of our kids is really important to do.
Yes, I mean, that's actually how I brought gratitude into my life, was just the whole idea of your life is not always in a great place, and it wasn't in a great place, and I really wanted to bring it in, and I didn't know how to bring it in. I couldn't keep a journal because it was physical evidence of how bad things were. To me, the journal was physical evidence that I was not thriving, I was failing. So, and that was how I came up with the idea for gratitude banks, as a way to be able to express our gratitude for the things that happen in our lives.
Well, tell us a little bit more about the Gratitude Bank.
The Gratitude Bank is, I have them here, and 3 samples. And basically what a Gratitude Bank is that it allows us to make deposits. So whenever I'm grateful for something, I can come over and I can just pick up a token, and I think about what I'm grateful for, and I say thank you, and I feel those feelings of gratitude, and then I make my deposit in the bank. So, and over time, the bank fills up. And then when they fill up, I put them into a glass vase. And then I can look at that and I can say, wow, my life is really full of things to be thankful for. And it really is. I mean, those are all my deposits. I mean, this happens. And this is something that people can use with their children to teach them about gratitude. To be able to say, put up a bank like maybe where the whole family uses it, so that everybody can walk up and make deposits and say they're grateful for something or say they're thankful for something. But parents especially have an incredible opportunity to be able to go up to a bank and, at the evening pick up a token and say, with the child listening, I am so thankful for you. I love you so much. And I am so grateful that you are in my life. Now, sometimes you do things that I don't like, but I will always love you for who you are. And you can make a deposit in the bank. So
let me stop you there, because what I just caught you saying is separating the difference between what a child does and who a child is.
Absolutely.
And we should always be able to be honest about a child's actions, but it never changes how we feel towards the child as a being, right?
Absolutely. That's the most important thing. And you're also helping the child make that distinction too. When you make that distinction, it helps them make the distinction, so that they can figure out, start to begin to think about, oh, you mean what I do isn't necessarily who I am? And that's important, because when kids grow up, they end up doing things that aren't necessarily about who they are. If they work at McDonald's, you don't want them to think, McDonald's is who they are. They can be whoever they want. And McDonald's is fine. It's a great job as a kid. But it's like you want them to always have that sense of themselves that they can take anywhere. And this is one of those ways that you can help make that distinction.
I think so many people are walking around today overburdened, wearing the chains like in the Christmas Carol, wearing the chains of all the years of when people said stuff to you, you know, and took what you did and attached it to you, and it's like still stuck there. So I love the gratitude bank idea, because it's more than just teaching a child to say thank you. It's like it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle, and it's a visual thing. The more we can visualize things for our kids, the better. Now, I notice you have opaque ones and clear ones.
Right.
You can use either or?
You know, if you're going to make a gratitude bank, you can. It's so easy to do. You can pick anything. I do keep them solid. The bank is solid because it's it's kind of like you know, when we had piggy banks when we were kids, and how like the best part of a piggy bank is shaking it,
and feeling how heavy it was.
You don't want to know how much is in there, because that takes away your ability to dream. It's like, oh, there's $1 million in here, I'm sure of it. And that's the same thing with the gratitude bank. You don't see through them, but you can pick them up and you can feel their weight. And then, of course, then they go into the vase and you can see them.
What happens when it's filled up? What do you do?
I put them in a clear vase, and then I put them on my mantle. And so that way, it's like I get to see them every day, which is just amazing to look at those and go, wow, I was grateful for all. I mean, these are blessings in my life.
You get another container and start over.
Well, I use the same container. You just refill the tokens, which I get at any kind of the craft stores, the dollar stores, any place like that.
So I noticed you got all kinds of different. You can get anything that you know, like beads.
Yes.
At a bead store. Oh my gosh, I walked into a bead store. There's all kinds of beautiful little beads. So you could get something like that. You could get stones at the beach or anything.
Yeah, you can.
Sea glass.
When you go places, you know, just the one rule is nothing living, nothing that'll biodegrade, because you want it to last forever.
Then what about shells?
I've used shells. I've collected shells and used them, but I just wash them really well before I put them in. And these are two different banks. This is like a family bank, so it's nice and big and everything. If you're going to be using a bank in a family, take the kids with you and let them pick out their own tokens that they want to put in the dish, because you want them to feel like it's a part of them. If a child wants one in their own room, you can, you know, let them do it. So gratitude, as they're learning it, is going to be an experience for them too. And it's a judgment-free zone. Nobody judges what they're putting in. Can I tell you a quick story?
Real quick.
Okay, real quick. In a chiropractor's office where they have one of my banks, this kid comes up and he walks up and he just picks up 3 stones and goes pop, pop, pop right in the bank. And the lady says, well, why are you doing that so quickly? Do you know what those are? And he goes, yeah, I know what they are. He says, one for my mother, one for my father, one for my sister. And it was like, and she just was silent, because he knew exactly what they were for.
That's awesome.
And you know, but it's a judgment-free zone for them too, and they get to learn about it and how it feels, how good it feels to.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and bringing your gratitude banks with you. And if you got that idea from that, get going and get a family meeting going to start that and kick that off. Thank you so much, Valerie.
Thank you, Bill.
And good luck on your book.
Thank you.
Now you've got some fun new ways of staying focused on what you have to do to be thankful for, and you can use them with the children in your care. And to do it all requires mastering one's attention to what you have and what you want. My next guest has a very specific method for helping children become masters of their attention, to create the kind of life they want to have. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break.